Okay, it's close enough to 11 o'clock. Let's make this happen. This is In Other News. I'm your host, Mike Russell. Appreciate you hanging out with me. Let's get us all launched on the gram here and make this happen because we got a lot to cover. When I want, I usually start with some cool videos, so I'm going to react to it. I'm actually going to give you a little bit of a warning. How about that? Let's start the program with a Scotiable warning, and I think that this is something that is very important for us all to talk about. As you know, I'm just man crushing on RFK Jr. And I'm sorry, I'm pulling this up in my notes here. You know, I'm just completely man crushing on the dude. Because he's going to make America healthy again. And I'm excited about that. And I'm excited for this everything going on here. And well, I'll tell you what I'm not excited about is that the iPhone is just absolutely absurd. I don't know what you're doing with. I have no idea what just happened to everything I just had to talk about right now on the station. So, okay, whatever. Holy mackerel. How about that? Let's go ahead and skip it, and we'll get to that tomorrow. What up, Grizz? How you doing? Rhonda, how are you? I am a little concerned about the reason why I was late today. I was a little concerned about my MLB.com subscription. Because apparently they're saying no broadcast for any of the games today. Even online, it says only game day. So what the hell happened to my subscription? So I was checking that out. And you're hanging in Florence. Well, God bless you. And hope you brought your flak jacket. Good job. Did you see that there are several protests showing up as Republicans protesting against Doge? I don't know if you caught this. This is absolutely fantastic. There are Republicans that are showing up and protesting Doge. And they've got their signs. It's all nice. They got all their, hey, ho, we won't go, or Elon Musk has got to go, whatever the hell it is, right? Going to rub your butt barbecue? Dear Lord. Okay. All right. It only in Florence, I would say, when in Rome, right? Republicans, no, not rhinos either, Rhonda. Republicans. These are real Republicans. These are bought and paid for Republicans. These aren't Republicans. The cool part about Doge is what it exposed is these, if you go into these nonprofits and you go into USAID funding and all, you can find all of this online, and they do a really nice chart for you. It's still a little hard to follow, but it's a nice chart. So this chart, it absolutely blew me away. It was so bleeping crazy what I was looking at. And I'll show you. Here's the chart. Okay, so that means absolutely nothing to you. But when I do bring you something, I'm bringing you the receipts. So just know that. Okay, that is what this shows. And if you back it up a little bit, you're going to see this. You're going to see Invisible Civics, employee identification number 822355901. USAID grant flow is what you just saw. Ezra Levin is the co-executive director. Leah Greenberg, co-executive director. You guys knock this crap off. But that's who we're looking at here. And they have a bunch of money over here to the right. Millions of dollars. They are the ones that are funding, these buttes are the ones that are funding all of these actors portraying themselves as Republicans to fight Doge. I can't tell you how frustrating this is, because we have played, as conservatives, have overplayed the Soros hand to the nth degree. We truly have. And so now we see that Soros is backing these two people that, could you imagine these buttes showing up to your barbecue with their tofu, vegan, range-free cocktails, shrimp cocktail, something like that? Like, just get out. But these are the people behind this. It's called Invisibles, anti-Doge agitation operation at GOP town halls and flooding congressional phone lines. How about this? They have 7 million from Soros, 11.7 total in their war chest. The rest comes from USAID. USAID comes funding this. Excuse me. Allergies, wind, got it. Anyway, I'm absolutely blown away by this, but that this isn't a big scandal, but we have overplayed our Soros card. We have. We've the Koch brothers were the Soros of the right for a hot minute, and they just kind of fell off. But everything is like Soros backed, Soros backed. It's true, but we've said it so much. He's like the boogeyman, right? He's just like, yeah, scary dude, does some nefarious crap, but you know what? Whatever. We've overplayed the Soros hand. Soros has a ton of his own money. Soros is a billionaire. And his little son, that little weasel twerp that's with every Democrat you could possibly imagine. But yeah, Soros has his own money. But he wants to destroy markets and play he plays the economy. That's all he does. He's like, I will tear down America to weaken the dollar so I can buy it up and raise it up again. And boom, there we go. I make another billion. He plays globally. Soros plays a global game. It's close to Satanist you're ever going to see. Yeah, I know. I got biblical yesterday, too. I have no problem with that at all. This man is just around the world causing problems for his own benefit. I mean, this guy is an absolute lunatic and then brings on, jabronis like this. That just, you're like, come on. These people. Ugh. And then we have to be co-executive. There's no co-executive directors. It's not a thing. These woke hippies make it a thing. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let me know how the barbecue was, buddy. And now Katie Hobbs and Cupcake Gallego. Teams will probably have them released by dinner time. Oh, dude, you guys. Oh, you guys. Okay. Hold on a second. You guys are on a conversation about fire. We'll get to that in a moment. But this again, nobody cares. Like you could put this on every major publication in the nation. No one will care. Unless it gets to somebody who can do something about it, no one will care. Why? Because it starts with Soros-backed couple. No one cares anymore. Yeah. I wouldn't even say I would. He makes President Snow look like Snow White. No, that's a bad reference too. Look like Ronald Reagan. Soros is pure evil. Soros does not care about humanity at all in any way, shape, fashion, or form. He is pure evil. And he looks the part. It's like that the guy from the World Economic Forum, Klaus von Bonvillain. Yeah, that's they fit the part. They fit the role. They're right out of central casting. They truly are. And again, we just overplay it. Let's get over here because you guys are talking about some stuff here. All right. Let's see here. Our fire bug was back last night. So Brennan's had a little problem with people setting fire to this back alley. Broke into empty for sale house right behind. Oh, geez. Stole a bunch of staged items from damn. And then tried to torch the whole place when they left. Son of a. Wow. That's amazing. Okay. My driveway cam caught them leaving at 6 a.m. from the side alley. Being a car nerd, I was able to figure out the make and model quickly. Not bad for a guy who drives a. I'm playing with you, buddy. See here. All right. Detectives caught them down the street, sleeping in their car, when the drugs hit, within an hour of texting them the video and in the car model. That's awesome, dude. You went all sleuthy, bud. That's pretty cool. And yes, Katie Hobbs is going to there's no way they're going to see an ounce of jail time. Not one little tiny bit. We're done. Yes. Darth Schwaber. Yes, the same thing. Here's something that I saw that was pretty interesting. There are things that are so stupid and so hypocritical and so obnoxious when it comes to profiteering and playing both sides. I'm almost impressed. I am. Jake Tapper was the face of the let's hide Joe Biden's downfall of his dementia, his cognitive decline. Let's deny it. Let's make fun of anybody and vilify anybody. I think Laura Trump went on his show once, and he said, there's no cognitive decline. You are making fun of his stutter. I'm not kidding. Jake Tapper was it. Jake Tapper, I'm not kidding. I can't make this up. Jake Tapper and his network covered up for Biden, even after he said that he was going to, even after he said that he was going to run again. Jake Tapper wrote a book on the media's cover-up of Biden's decline. Original Sin, President Biden's decline, its cover-up, and his disastrous choice to run again, like Jake Tapper. This is I'm not even mad. I'm like, okay, dude, if you're going to be that obnoxiously hypocritical and play both sides and make money on both sides, I'm almost like, okay, dude, good job. Good job. I'll never read this book. I've never encouraged anyone to read this book, but it's okay. Enough PACs have bought it, and it'll be a #1 New York Times bestseller. Just a bunch of hooey is what it was. See here. High school speed chase yesterday. Oh, wow. Oh, high speed chase. Sorry. Oh, my God, son. High speed chase. Took my attention is 100 miles an hour down side roads through my area of town. Damn. All right, Alfred. Guys, this is the same. This is akin. This book is akin to Alejandro Mayorkas saying, there's not a crisis at the border. There's not a crisis at the border. There's not a crisis at the border. When he leaves, write a book about the cover up of the crisis at the border. I'm absolutely shocked and appalled. I'm flabbergasted, so to speak. See. Yeah, see. Oh, have a good show. I appreciate you, man. Have a good lunch there, Chris. Talking about rubbing butts. I'm good with not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. Do you guys want to stay on something kind of lighter hearted, or do you guys want to just dig into Katie Hobbs and inflation and this nonsense that we have going on? Anybody want to weigh in on that? Yes. My flabbers are completely gassed. Yes. Travis Shamockery. Don't even where that guy got that from. I'm going to stick with the absurd just for fun. Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom has a 45% increase in homeless. He has squandered billions on top of billions of dollars in high-speed rail and in homeless, and to fix the homeless problem. He is a fraud. He is a snake oil salesman. He has a good part of his wealthiest counties blowed up by a fire that could have been prevented. And ready for this? His newest thing he's taken on, and I'm not kidding, gang, the Menendez brothers. I saw this morning, and I just spit coffee out. I'm like, how completely out of touch are you that you take to your podcast? He has his own podcast because he loves himself that much. And he said this.
A lot of questions, a lot of calls about something that's getting a lot of attention, unsurprisingly, and that's what's going on with the Menendez brothers.
They're in jail. They killed their parents.
Quick update. Today, I just notified the LA DA as well as the Menendez attorney, including victims, that I have directed the Board of Parole hearings to do what we call a risk assessment investigation into their applications, specifically for commutation. The question for the board is a rather simple one. Do Eric and Lyle Menendez, do they pose a current, what we call unreasonable risk to
Yes, they cause an unreasonable risk. Yes, they killed their parents. They're capable of murder, and I don't want to see them. I don't want them to be celebrities. Their fate was sealed. Netflix did a special on them, which is pretty entertaining. It was really creepy and very very well. Yeah, if you aren't into dudes doing stuff together, do not watch that show. But now, because there was a Netflix special, asshats like this punk got to jump on board. And, oh yeah, I saw on TikTok the kids want to release the Menendez brothers, so I'm going to go ahead and release the Menendez brothers. I'm going to do what I can. That's going to get me votes. The Menendez brothers need no part in social society. And by social society, I mean they're going to Kardashian the crap out of these two. You will not be able to walk away from the Menendez brothers. If you think that they got a bad shake and you really think that they were abused and you really think that they just did it out of self-defense, okay, I get it. But you need to understand something. The Menendez brothers will not let up. They will not let go. The reason why they're in jail, I forget Eric or Lyle, whichever the bozos are, try to score a book and a movie deal and told all. They're not a threat to me. I'll tell you that much, Gov. I'll tell you that. Oh, shoot. I was supposed to play that. Here we go.
Safety. The risk assessment will be conducted as they typically are conducted by experts in public safety as well as forensic psychologists. We're going to make the findings, by the way, available to the judges presiding over the resentencing motion in LA Superior Court, as well, of course, to the district attorney himself. There's no guarantee of outcome here. My office conducts dozens and dozens of these clemency reviews on a consistent basis, but this process simply provides more transparency, which I think is important in this case, as well as provides us more due diligence before I make any determination for clemency.
Meanwhile, everyone holds up their hand that has somebody in a California jail that him and Kamala Harris locked up and said, where's my clemency hearings? Where the hell do I get? Why isn't the governor calling my attorney? Why am I not getting enough attention like the Menendez brothers so they get special treatment? This is, I beg a brother. He releases the Menendez brothers. If the Menendez brothers are released under his watch, his political career is over. How it has stood this long, I have no idea. Greasy ass snake oil salesman. I can't stand looking at it. I am blown away that this dude is that tone deaf to the room, cannot read the room. His arrogance, his ego, his narcissism is his downfall. Wow. Yeah, co-governors. Yeah, could you? Well, I mean, apparently they were trying to be senators and trying to be whatever, but they were they're just insufferable. Now they're old and they're ugly, and they're going to try to shine them up and paint some lipstick on that pig and see if they can make some money on it. It's actually their life probably be better where they are right now. They're used to it. They're completely acclimatized to being in jail, and I mean prison, and they get out to the tune of billions in cameras and interviews. They're toast. They're toast because they're stupid. It's probably one of the biggest things. Yeah. You see, this is why justice must be fair and quick enough of this BS. If you are psycho and happens to do another crime, yep, Governor Batman needs to be gone too. They all need to be gone. Every one of them. Jim, I'm telling you, every single one, they got to go. It's funny that now Arizona, well, not funny. Arizona always does this. Arizona has a long, long line and a distinguished history of craptastic governors. And the one we have takes the cake. I would say that Ev Meekum would have been a better governor had he not been recalled than Katie Hobbs. Because he actually would have done something, one or two things. He would have been able to, at the end of the week, send Elon Musk, here is my 5 things that I did this week. Katie Hobbs cannot. Katie Hobbs is being taken to task by the head of the Arizona Freedom Caucus and not getting her nominees passed through because she has a bunch of shady, on the take, corrupt people that she's trying to give kickbacks to that donated her campaign and helped her finagle this thing. So she's being approached by the media. And I want you to really see this. This is a governor throwing a childish temper tantrum. I don't think I've seen this before. This is an adult woman acting like this. I'm the governor. Listen, this is absolutely absurd.
Using her to get this political agenda out that makes no sense and is holding Arizonans hostage.
Nobody's holding Arizona. Stop it, you dits. There's nobody holding Arizona hostage. Arizona's not being held hostage. You are a hack. Hey, who that behind you? So.
And, you know, if Jake Hoffman, unindicted fake elector Jake Hoffman.
Oh, unindicted. That's a thing now? Unindicted? Can you have unindicted? That's really a thing? So I'm an unindicted serial killer? You can just make up things about people? Alfred, you're an unindicted serial killer. I'm just going to put you with that one. Daniel, you just popped up, so you're going to be an unindicted grand theft guy. And Rhonda, you're going to be unindicted for running a home bakery. Yeah.
Wants to decide everyone that gets hired at every state agency, then I welcome him into the governor's race, because that is my job.
My job.
I get to run the state agencies.
I get to run
the governor's race. I get to run state agencies.
You didn't win the governor's race, sweetie.
And I get to decide how they're run, and according to the agenda that Arizonans elected me on.
We did not. We didn't. I'm sorry, sweetie. If you had a brain, it would tell your conscience that you know you're not. You just know, sweetie. I'm sorry I spoke over that. Let's go ahead and hear it one more time.
They're using her to get this political agenda out that makes no sense, and it's holding Arizonans hostage. And you know, if Jake Hoffman, unindicted fake elector Jake Hoffman, wants to decide everyone that gets hired at every.
Seriously, what's with icy stare in the back? I'm sorry, I got to keep talking to her. Look at the icy stare of this one. She's not going to stop. She knows it's stupid.
Because that is my job. I get to run the state agencies. I won the governor's race.
Got to be a press agent.
I get to run state agencies, and I get to decide how they're run, and according to the agenda that Arizonans elected me on.
Look, she's just looking down now. Look, icy stare in the back is just looking down now like, I have to fix this. My boss is dumber than a bag of hammers. My boss is extremely unintelligent. Katie Hobbs has no business running a bakery, no less running a damn state. Oh man, I can't. I look at her. I just can't even. I can't with it. That's our governor. That's supposed to be the best we got. That's supposed to be the person we elected to run this damn state. Oh, you're right, Brendan. It is an insult to hammers. Because they have a use. That's right. So let's go with the dumber in a box of rocks. How about that? Oh, man. That's our governor, guys. That's it. I'm the governor. I get to run the place. Just get her gone. Just get her gone. At this time, and I think that when it comes to water, and by the way, one of the things I've been working on today, I've got a big guest coming on. I am very excited about it. For me, because I'm a nerd. So we are in some serious trouble, y'all. We are in some serious trouble when it comes to water as the state of Arizona. We are in trouble. And we are doing nothing to stop the mass expansion. I just saw this obnoxious master plan communities going up in Buckeye. And I-11 is going to go right behind the white tanks, by the way. It's just, I mean, we got a lot coming here. We don't have water for it. I'm not trying to be an alarmist, but I am being an alarmist. So probably the top mind in Arizona when it comes to this water conservation, we're going to have her on. We're going to ask a lot of questions about just normal, like, you know, running the tap, running bath water. What's the difference between stuff that's on the golf course, stuff that's in the canal? What about all those big lakes? What are we doing with those? I want to get just baseline answers that we'll drill down and have her on again. But I want to really find out what the hell is going on. We hear drought. And then I turn on my faucet and there comes that water. I'm like, well, what the hell's going on? My lawn got water today. I live in a golf course. I watched those sprinklers go off today. Yeah. I'm going to ask. Let's just ask. We're not giving our water to California. The Colorado River water rights, we were selling, I believe, for a while. So I might get into a little history there too. But it's we sell our power. I mean, Palo Verde's going to California, not powering us. We get to pay more and more. Golf courses. There is a candidate for governor. Last name Robeson. She's the Robeson. Her husband is the billionaire Robeson master plan builder, home builder. And she's like, no, we use fresh water to water our golf courses because if we used other water, there's too much salt in it. It's going to kill my grass. Don't vote for her. Oh, and she was on the Arizona Board of Regents, too. So if you sent a kid to college anywhere here in the state, yeah, you can thank her for your debt. Yep. Weird thing in Arizona Constitution. So just a little Constitution lesson for you guys. The Arizona State Constitution says that public education or Arizona education should be as close to free as possible. Those words are used, as close to free as possible. I don't know why I keep pouring money into Northern Arizona University with intern beans up there. I mean, come on. That's not close to free as possible. It's just the dumbest thing ever. Yeah, and she was on the Board of Regents, so just go with it as you may. I did take you in my last program. I did take you to I took it to movie day. We're gonna do a little bit of movie day today because I actually have a 5-minute piece of video that I want to show you. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's actually the USAID funds that are going to terrorism. And this is legitimate terrorism. This isn't, we're not just saying, oh, well, it was done through this and this. No, it was here. This is where we're giving it to. $40 million a week to the Taliban. $40 million a week. The majority of that goes to Gold Star families. I'm not kidding. Families of terrorists that we have killed get paid every month from the United States of America, from your tax dollars, as if they were Gold Star families. Same benefits. Oh, yes. And this is, we're definitely going to get into this. I'm excited that you guys are excited about it because it's trust me. Yeah, I thought I was bringing on the Jedi of water, and she goes, no, I'm going to bring you to I'm going to bring on somebody who taught me everything I know. And I'm like, oh, let's go. We used to be the Michael Jordan of the crown jewel of water conservation in the nation, and we just got governmented. Yeah, California, yes, senior. Oh, yeah. Yep. Green as can be. Green as can be. But first, before we get to that, did you know, according to Mr. Krugman, that this was all fixed? Check it out. The war on inflation is over. We won at very little cost, says Paul Krugman, noticing the 6-month change in the annual rate down to 2%. How about that? Up from, we'll see, we went up to 7%. All the way down to 2%. Congratulations. Except, oh, that doesn't count anything that we have to live. Food, energy, shelter, and used cars. Food, energy, housing, and transportation. So if you take all of that out, the war on inflation is over. What an absolute ass. How about that? Inflation is over. It's all done. Don't have to battle it anymore. If you don't want to eat, have a house, have the lights on in the house, or have an automobile. Other than that, oh, great job, Biden. Propaganda is crap. You'd prefer a happier topic than the Taliban? Sorry, pal. Sorry, we're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about where your taxpayer dollars are going. So that's what's going to happen. That's Democrat politician math. Exactly. How about this? Forget about Democrat politician math, because I don't know how Governor Pritzker became a billionaire. He's a billionaire. I don't know how, because he's this stupid. Listen to this.
Things that I'm speaking out about now, about, the threat to our democracy, this is not a message to win elections on. It's something people need to know. They need to know that that's happening. But, if you talk to 100 people, knock on 100 doors, and I've knocked on an awful lot of doors.
I'm not saying the words. I'm just laughing. I'm not saying the words. I'm just laughing. He's knocked on hundreds of doors. that head thought would be, I think, considered fat shaming at some point, but I didn't say anything, so it's all good. Yes. Wow. Oh, wait, you got to hear threat to democracy. You're going to hear what is, just listen. This is I apologize, go. But this guy saying he's getting out there, doing the footwork, doing the groundwork.
Running for office. And you say to people, democracy is at risk. Nobody knows what that looks like.
Well, nobody knows what that means because it's stupid. Because A, we don't live in a democracy. B, no, it's not, you idiot.
Never experienced it before.
Yeah.
And the reality is what people need to hear about is what the effects of that are. The prices at the grocery store are going up because democracy is being taken away.
I want you to hear that again. I want you to hear this again.
Going up because is what the effects of that are. The prices at the grocery store are going up because democracy is being taken away. The impact.
I can't even begin to explain the level of stupidity and gaslighting that is. What do you mean? Prices at the grocery store are going up because Trump's taking away democracy? What in the living hell is this guy talking about? He's been in office 5 weeks. Oh, mackerel. What do you say? Just Alfred, like Homer Simpson, you know? Like Homer Simpson. I actually brought up a Homer Simpson reference earlier today. Oh, we have the nominees coming for Arizona Outdoor Hall of Fame. And a lot of people are being nominated. There's about 25 people being nominated right now. We gotta scratch through those things and get to like 6 or 7. But I was thinking about I don't know why this Simpson episode popped in my head, but Simpson had a blog. Homer had a blog. And he'd been doing it for like a week. It'd been a week he'd been doing a blog. He'd done like 7 blogs. And there's a knock at the door, and Lisa comes back and she goes, "Dad, you won a Pulitzer Prize." And he goes, "Finally." It's like all these people getting inducted to the Arizona Outdoor Hall of Fame. They're like, finally, but they actually put in a lifetime of work. So they can say these kinds of things, and I'll let him continue. They can say this thing. I'll show you this way. Right.
On you, in terms of your health care, 770,000 people in Illinois will lose health care as a result of what Donald Trump and Elon Musk and the Republican Congress are doing right now.
Not true. Not true in any way. That is a bold-faced lie. How can they do it, Mike? How can they do it? How can they keep lying? There is now a petition, and it's, I don't know, it's a change.org or something dumb like that. But I mean, hopefully somebody sees it. The Smith-Mundt Modernization Act needs to be repealed. The Smith-Mundt Modernization, if you've heard the story, just hang with me. We have several people checking out the show. The Smith-Mundt Act was from the 1940s. President Truman signed it. It when Congress actually had, the nation in mind instead of themselves. They said the government, the United States government, cannot propagandize the U.S. citizenry, cannot propagandize we the people. You cannot lie. The United States, this was the Smith-Mundt Act, signed into law, lasted for almost a century. Well, the 70 years. Said the government cannot lie to the people. Barack Obama decided, well, that's not going to work. That's not the right thing to do. And brought us, Nancy Pelosi and Boehner too, by the way, Republicans, the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act, which allows the government to lie to you, like Pritzker's lying right there when he says 770,000 Illinois residents of Illinois are going to lose their health care because of Trump and Musk. I mean, come the hell on. So there's a repeal the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act petition going around. If you see it, just jump all over. All right, I'm into it. You guys have to hear this. This is, I promise you, stick with me. This is important. This is from today. This is an unveiling of, and speaking of unveiling, before we get to this, there will be apparently, according to Pam Bondi, AG Bondi, and I'm not too confident in this, but she has claimed that tomorrow by tomorrow, we are going to have the Epstein files. She said that the only thing being redacted are the victims. She said there's over 250 victims that have come forward, that have been interviewed, 250 victims. And only 2 people did it? BS. So we don't know what we're going to get, but according to AG Bondi, we're going to get a little something tomorrow. A little end of the week treat, so to speak. Anyway, this is an unveiling of USAID fund to terrorism. United States funding and how they do it. There you go.
And from Tennessee, Mr. Burchett for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chair Lady. Mr. Roman, are you aware that we are sending $40 million a week to the Taliban?
Say what?
Yes, sir.
Can you name other instances of foreign aid going to terrorist organizations?
We have assisted al-Shabaab in Somalia. There's been instances of the Khamsi network in Sudan, Hamas, Islamic Jihad, Hezbollah, Kataib al-Hezbollah, Hayat Tahrir al-Shams in Syria. Dozens of terror organizations have received indirect assistance from U.S. foreign aid.
Could you elaborate a little bit on the mechanisms in place that are to stop foreign aid from going to terrorist groups, and why are they not working if we have any in place?
Sure.
And I would note that these are, you notice these are terrorist weaponry. You see some AKs, SKSs, some snipers, some clips, some
Magazines.
Clip carriers, probably made
Magazine.
in China. And I believe these are small landmines here beside right there.
Let's use Gaza as our case study. $2.1 billion in American taxpayers' money to Gaza since October 7th when Hamas invaded southern Israel. USAID money was going in terms of an emergency use authorization to try to go to parties that USAID formerly had a relationship with in the Gaza Strip. They had to have been vetted by OFAC. They should have been vetted against the special designated terror list from the State Department and from other Treasury organizations. Waivers were granted because they said that there was an emergency use to have that money come in to Gaza, thereby jettisoning the usual typical screening procedures.
Yep, got it. You go to with emergency powers. It's so funny how you can just kind of tiptoe around that, right? You can tiptoe around those pesky rules and oversight and any kind of vetting when you just claim emergency powers. Thank you, President Bush. Thank you.
Result, 90% of aid that was going from the United States by way of its agents in Gaza ended up in Hamas-controlled areas. And this is ridiculous. Essentially, what the U.S. assistance to Gaza did was underwrite the ability for Hamas to survive until the ceasefire was just passed a few weeks ago. There was no strategic thought for it, and there was no screening.
Seems
Here's
like
the money.
Emergency might have been armed terrorists to kill civilians. Would that be accurate?
That's accurate, and even more than that, Samantha Powers, the administrator for USAID, was intent on having Israel not be able to defend itself.
To not be able to defend it.
Correct.
Mr. Primorak, is that correct? How do you say that? Primorak? I got Burchett, man. Nobody gets mine right, so don't worry about it. What is it, Primorak?
Perfect.
All right, thanks, brother. How did terrorists exploit our foreign aid loopholes?
Well, we have a lot of our
Can
international.
you pull your mic up? I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
You have international NGOs and UN agencies actively lobby here in Washington, D.C. against vetting policies that
UN.
would prevent it. I was the senior vetting officer at USAID, and what
Hold on
we
a second. Did you say United Nations is doing this?
This was the senior vetting officer at USAID. This guy's not some political hack. This guy's the senior vetting officer at USAID.
The UN?
Sure, everybody who's getting money lobbies here.
That they're lobbying against us. I'm sorry, Mr. Roman.
There's actually someone who used to work for one of those lobbies, the largest NGO lobby, Interaction. One of our co-witnesses here worked for them from 2018 to 2023. USAID effectively self-funds its own external private lobby that then goes back to Congress and asks for more money for USAID.
So the taxpayers fund this lobbyist who's working against American interests.
Correct. Yep.
Possibly killing our allies and possibly Americans.
They bring
CIA.
together groups in Washington that overseas work with groups that kill Americans.
Yeah, I don't need a flow chart to show that. I appreciate it. Do you think USAID programs have been aligned with the national security interests of the U.S.?
No, they have not. They have actually helped China.
Mr. Roman?
No.
Okay. How do these programs compromise our national security, Mr. Premack?
They actually push China. They actually push much of the world towards China on the green energy agenda. They push people, ordinary people, billions of people towards China because of the resentment caused by our social reengineering.
Are we being lobbied by these pro-communist China groups currently?
Well, a lot of these countries don't even have to lobby because they get the money anyway, like South Africa.
Yeah, and in fact, these lobbyists have come to the House and have tried to kill legislation like H.R. 160, which was meant to increase transparency in USAID's funding of overseas organizations.
Is that a current piece of legislation?
That's from the last session.
And give me that number again.
H.R. 160.
And what does it do?
It was meant to give U.S. lawmakers the ability to have higher transparency in terror financing investigations aimed at scrutinizing extremist groups.
Mr. Premack?
We had a regulation before we left in the last administration that anybody who touches money in countries where there's terrorists, those names have to go through databases, terrorist databases. That was overturned by Biden.
Overturned by Biden. Chair Lady, I am currently 5 seconds, but I wanted to mention something. There's a lot of rhetoric.
Yeah, he's got a lot of rhetoric. CIA now. There you go, sworn testimony. Shouldn't the USAID go to the aid in the United States is a good question, Lynn. Look, it's almost is the shadiness, we're rooting out the corruption and the fraud and the overspending and all that. I'd almost be okay with the corruption, the fraud, and the overspending if it was all done here in the United States. I would almost be okay with it. Like, okay, at least the billions stayed here into our economy. They weren't going over to, Crap-Lackistan to do a puppet show. I mean, really, I would be okay. I mean, we would have to fix it, but damn, I wouldn't be pissed off. I feel like, okay, yeah, that's, boy, I tell you what, but I'm telling you what, the funding from that actually made a really cool water park down the road. Okay. Money stayed here. Oh, I'm absolutely just I think it's scary that it doesn't surprise me. I think it's scary it doesn't surprise you. I think it's scary they're getting away with it. And they're going to keep getting away with it. I'm blown away. CIA, by the way, coming at Doge. CIA is like, if you touch us, we'll have people that walk. Those people that walk are going to sell assets to Russia. Essentially what they're saying. Don't you worry about it. You cannot touch us. Understand the CIA was supposed to be a bunch of nerds in a room analyzing data from the other intelligence communities and making recommendations. That's it. CIA somehow became the globe's wrecking ball and can take out administrations, can take out anyone. The CIA has become, and now it's a shakedown organization, telling the president Elon Musk, go ahead. If you fire anyone from the CIA, you're toast. Oh, man. That's why I thought it was so funny when the Russia collusion thing, the Russia bought $50,000 in ads from Facebook. It was so funny because what a lot of people don't know is Facebook has an entire division, they used to at least, that embeds employees, Facebook employees, into campaigns around the world and shows them how to manipulate and rig the algorithm to make sure that you are seen in a higher light. They interfere in elections as a job function, as a part of their business model. Oh, Russia bought 50,000 in ads. Oh, that can't happen. So funny. Like, oh, Russia meddled in our election. We meddle in everyone's election. Quite literally, we meddle in everyone's election. And then that kind of meddling gets us dingbats like this.
Using her to
we get this. This is what we get. This is what we get. Oh, my Atlanta. All right, I got to get out of here. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Using my favorite peeps on the planet. Appreciate you hanging out with me and spending some time. Tomorrow's Friday. Hopefully, AG Bondi is a woman of her word, and we are going to be talking Epstein tomorrow. I'm very excited about that. Check out the Go Show. FAFO Friday is going to be a fun time. Michael, you just made it, buddy. So we're done. We're done. We're out of here. All right, but be on time tomorrow. We're going to have a good time right here on In Other News.